Strong Voices is a 2-year programme from Curious Minds. It's provided additional support to young people who have needed it to help them access arts and culture opportunities.
I don't know how I would ever get into something like this if I wasn't given that opportunity.
I feel like I fit in really well. I don't feel like an apprentice, I just feel like part of the team, but I've came in a different way.
I've had the opportunity to get into this apprenticeship, and I think it's very important that other kids my age should be able to do it.
We are potentially cultivating the leaders of the arts sector in the next 15, 20 years.
So you might be wondering why this work is important and why we should be offering paid work-based learning opportunities in the arts.
It's hard to explain. I just never guessed that I'd have been working in a theatre. I thought I'd maybe been doing something else like groundwork.
What accounts for this lack of self-belief? Why do some young people count themselves out?
If you've never crossed the threshold of a theatre before and you've never been in and you've never experienced it, it's a place which can seem very middle class, very upper class.
A lot of people that I'm brought up with end up labourers and stuff like that. You know, I'd have never guessed that I'd have been working in a theatre at all.
When you're living in a community that doesn't engage in the arts, has never had the opportunity to engage in the arts, that can really put you off from ever wanting to engage, and it can come with a real fear.
Starting a new job is a nervous time for anyone, and even more so when it's your first job, especially in an unfamiliar environment.
When you first start a job, you kind of worry about, I hope I know how to do things, and some things I didn't know how to do, and but I suppose you've got to ask. Like, I went to Phil and he's asked me to do a job and I've not known how to do it, and 5 minutes later after he explained it, I've known how to do it perfectly.
As well as learning new skills, Leighton has gained an insight into the important role that arts organisations play.
Because as a person, he's very committed to giving people opportunity and helping people out, that he's begun to take ownership of this place and of the arts as well.
I wasn't always interested in the arts, but now I'm in the apprenticeship. I am very interested in it. I do like theatre and I do like other things that theatres bring. I think it's important for small towns like Lancaster to have stuff like that, and the Duke deliver.
Offering paid work experience and apprenticeship opportunities to young people that need it the most means that they become accessible, as previously they might not have had the financial backing to be able to volunteer and to take on opportunities that are unpaid.
Because I went through everything with Manchester College and Curious Minds, I was offered a job on this side, which I thought was quite good because I never thought I would have, because I didn't have the experience.
Lauren's apprenticeship at Future Everything has involved working towards and at their busy annual festival.
I'm just about to go into the main hall. There's a keynote going on, so I'm just going to go and do a bit of social media, kind of let everybody know what's going on in that room, and then I'm going to go through the other rooms, just kind of share some content about those too.
We've always enjoyed working with young people, particularly the volunteers, and we've always wanted to do something a bit longer term, supported and managed properly, and very importantly paid. We don't really agree with unpaid internships. That's not something we do.
But even where there is a will on behalf of the organisations, they may still need support to get these opportunities off the ground.
Strong Voices has been great for giving the support and guidance both to young people looking to have an in-work learning experience, and to the employers who want to bring someone in but maybe struggle with the capacity.
The thing that I enjoy most is when the festival actually comes around. It's quite challenging, but again, it's good to work in the fast-paced environment. I really enjoy it. getting to know the delegates and all the different people that come to the festival. And then after the festival, it just feels like a really big achievement once it's over. Looking back and knowing that we've done that, you know, as a team.
She's incredibly confident now. Just trying to tell you otherwise, that she's still a little bit nervous, but I remember when we interviewed her, she was very nervous. Yeah, she's really shined.
It's really important that these opportunities are meaningful and that there's a solid job description that sits behind them and that it's not tokenistic.
Right, Darren. Which one of these you like the most? So I'm the product assistant, I think is my job title, and I help out with getting the artwork that's produced here onto products like Christmas cards and posters for events such as Hume is Where the Art Is and flyers, and bringing all the students here, their artwork into some of my work as well. So it's kind of like a collaborative thing, I guess.
Where it is the case that a young person has existing skills to develop, it makes sense to build a role around these.
Brilliant. Thank you, Darren.
Yeah.
That's going on the Hume is Where the Art Is poster.
Yeah.
Yeah? Right.
Well, I think because we already knew him a little bit and we knew what he was good at, I think we were able to kind of build a job description around who he is and what he's about rather than the other way around. So we thought very carefully about him and about what we thought he'd be good at, as well as sort of filling a need for us as well.
I did 1 week work experience here 3 years ago, and then I was contacted by them as they were offered it by Curious Minds, and then they got in touch with me. I think they thought that I was the right person for it.
I'd say he's blossomed, yeah, because we didn't know that he could do Photoshop or had any knowledge of that.
I do have a bit of an understanding with Photoshop and Illustrator, but I don't have them at home, so here is like the only place I really use them, and I've definitely learned more about it through the work I've been doing here.
It's developed through him being here, and is really useful to the organisation, because although we are a bunch of artists, we're a bunch of very busy artists.
A lot of this is like Christmas cards and posters for workshops and stuff like that. So this company, well, you put your design onto it, they print that design onto T-shirts and phone cases or whatever, such as that one.
To be able to have that artwork presented professionally on things like, mobile phone cases, it's that professionalism that comes through the work that Dylan's doing.
The mentoring and pastoral support that's been made available to the young people has proven invaluable in terms of making sure that these opportunities are both accessible and successful, and that they've gone on to achieve something fantastic.
Most of the young people who are experiencing disadvantage of different types, it's those things that are preventing them from doing things like holding down a full-time job or being able to take up opportunities like that.
I don't know, I never thought I'd be given that sort of like opportunity where I could work somewhere like this. I did 2 weeks volunteering in July when it was for the festival Contacting the World.
We were happy because we'd got to know Jack during the 2 weeks that he'd already volunteered with us, and it felt that it was right now that he progressed onto paid work with Contact.
I have tasks, on the computer, to do in the day, so it's mainly just, using Excel and doing some research to do with fundraising.
Once in post, the young person may yet need additional support and flexibility from their employer.
If I have any troubles, whether in my personal life or with work related, I can always talk to them, and try and get advice.
I think we would just describe it as pastoral support, which is what we provide for all the young people that engage in our programme. So that opportunity to have somebody give a listening ear, provide advice, support, referrals if needed to other organisations.
So that's always been good, that I've got some people there who can always advise me and guide me to in things.
I think if you aren't making time to listen to them with those things and to help where you can, that's the difference between someone being able to continue an experience or having to drop out.
The benefits of offering paid work experience and apprenticeships are mutual between the individual young person and their employer. It becomes a two-way relationship where they can both learn and benefit from one another. When this is done right, we've seen organisations really benefit from the new skills that young people bring, as well as their fresh perspective.
Yeah, so this is the Burnley Youth Theatre Facebook page. If I had a personal favourite trailer I've made, it would be this one, which is for a senior device production called The Space. So I'm in it as well, and I've made a trailer for it, and I've made the poster for it. I've also made videos for the production of Alice in Wonderland whilst I'm here.
The main part of what we do is the drama workshops for young people. We want this organisation to be youth-led beyond that. That is the crux of being part of this programme.
I will take pictures of the sessions that are going on here. I will come in and do some poster work, and I perform here at Burnley Youth Theatre as well. I've been coming here for 12 years now, and it's my home away from home. Before it's suggested to me, I never thought I'd be working here. I reckon the being young part does come into it somewhere though, because I'm in tune with all the social media things.
Matthew has been working very much within the marketing department and is developing posters that advertise our sessions, communicating to our young people on Facebook. And so it's not somebody in their 30s trying to pretend to know.
What will those involved take away from these experiences? And what should this mean for the future for young people working in the arts?
This level of a job to have at this age has been really eye-opening and important to me.
Strong Voices enables all young people to be able to take that first step on the ladder to gain proper work experience, to really understand what it is to be in an arts organisation.
A lot of young people don't recognise or understand all the different types of roles that exist within an organisation. I think it's really good for young people to have their eyes open to those types of opportunities that maybe they hadn't considered before as possible for them.
We need to be totally recognised that young people can bring so much to an organisation.
I was given the opportunity and I've just gone with it and just gone wherever it's taken me.
But then it's also the benefit of seeing how we can help people, and when we give them opportunities, and allows us to strive to try and make these opportunities happen more often with more people.
30 years down the line, I'll still remember doing this apprenticeship, and things that I've done in this apprenticeship will still help me a very long time in my life.